Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk with Superintendent Lawley. I'm Elizabeth Lawley, and today I'm joined by Sue Freilich, Director of Community Behavioral Health Services at Dayton Children's Hospital, along with Kara Hofacker and Libby Charlton, who are supervising independent social workers for Dayton Children's. There's no doubt that the COVID-19 pandemic has worsened mental well-being for students across the country. Recently, the United States Surgeon General issued an advisory about the mental health challenges facing children and adolescents today. This report also details steps that families and schools can take to help support students during this difficult time. To begin our discussion today, I would like to ask one of you to please describe what mental well-being is.
Well, mental well-being is the ability to be resilient despite all of life's challenges. And during the pandemic, we certainly have had our share of challenges. So what does being capable of handling challenges means? That is being able to use tools to handle loneliness, or to handle feeling sad, or to handle anger. We teach tools like that to children as well as to adults. I use the tools. It's been a hard year for everybody. We also know that mental well-being is influenced by not only biological factors, but everything around us in the environment.
What are the challenges students have and continue to face specific to the pandemic and returning to school?
Children are having a fear of being around others, especially if they're coughing or sick, unsure how to socialize and being isolated, panicking when they're around large groups, such as at lunch or in hallways at school. And then going from virtual learning to in-person learning, they're having academic fatigue because they're having more of a normal workload, fear of returning to activities such as sports, and a diminished tolerance to handle regular activities or experience. And they're also having a persistent feeling of sadness or hopelessness.
And I would think at Dayton Children's Hospital, you're probably seeing a lot of these things as we are in our classrooms. So I think it's really important that we have this conversation today. Could one of you please describe how parents can support their child and how teachers can support our students?
Sure. One of the things that they can do is recognize that mental wellness is an essential part of overall health and wellness. Things like giving support, treating others with compassion and care instead of stigma and shame. You can notice changes in your child or your students' behaviors, even small ones like sleeping more or becoming loud more, and then reach out. Asking for help is a sign of strength. Be positive role models. We as adults need to model what we want the kids in our lives to do. So are we practicing good mental health, good mental wellness, good practices of how we handle our stress? We need to promote positive relationships between children and others, as well as with social media and technology. Take time to talk about your feelings and your children's feelings with them. Hear what worries them. Listen to what they're saying to you. Something you can do at home is try to keep a regular routine when it comes to meals, sleeping, build in activities as a family. You'll have plenty of time to do that over the holiday break, and a routine is going to help keep kids from too much boredom, really keep you on track. Another idea is to create positive and safe learning environments, both at home and at school. Learn and practice techniques to manage stress and other feelings, and we can do that by exercise, being outside, limiting our time on electronics and social media, and interacting with others.
Thank you, Libby. There were a lot of excellent ideas in there that you shared with us. It's extremely important for our parents to understand that we really need to keep an eye on our students at this point in time. There are so many things that could happen in a moment's notice with the stress that our students are feeling and the extra concerns that they have in this environment, because none of us have ever experienced a pandemic. And for our students to experience this on top of the other things that they already have experienced, it's really concerning to everyone. Could you tell me how parents can balance work and parenting in these stressful times? Sue, might you have some ideas about that?
It certainly is hard, and it certainly is struggle. So first of all, we can all empathize with each other of what we have to go through with work, working from home, helping your children with their homework, and then how do I keep a routine together? So one of the ways that you can set up a routine what time are we going to eat dinner? When is study time? When is fun time? On weekends, take a walk. We have so many pretty nature parks around Dayton that it is really good for yourself to be able to get out and walk. And then here you get 2 for 1. Take your children with you. And have your children be part of your chores that you do around the house. So cooking and cleaning. Give everybody something they can do. Make a game out of it. Make it fun. Do it together instead of, oh, it's a drudgery and, oh, we have to do this, or letting it go. I used to spray Windex on the windows and let the kids do the wiping on a window, which, you know, okay, it's a little thing, but the kids have fun with that. Or learning how to change their sheets, or learning how to set the table, or helping chop up some vegetables for dinner. Those are great examples. For yourself, take a break. You deserve a break. Build in a break for yourself. It's okay if, you know, everything's not perfect. In a pandemic, that's an okay thing. Let things roll. Take yourself a break. Enjoy, relax. Make sure you get enough sleep. So burning the midnight oil just to get things done isn't going to be helpful, because then irritability will set in and frustration. So make sure you get a lot of sleep. Lower your expectations. So here's what you really can do. Here's what you really want to do, and these are your goals. The higher this is and is not realistic, the gap between my 2 hands is the amount of stress you'll have. So if you lower your expectations day to day, do what you can do and be okay with it. Don't be so frustrated and raise your goal up so high, especially during the holidays. Maybe there's a couple traditions you can cut out or pass on or share to other people so your stress level is lower. Stay connected with family and friends. Look at when you do this and how you do this so that you are juggling your time well. And it doesn't mean that you have to stay connected for hours every evening, but there can be texts, or there can be Facebook, or things that you can do just to know, hey, there's other people out there that are struggling as much as I am. Okay, take time to breathe. Mindfulness. If you look on YouTube, and your kids would love this activity too. Look on YouTube and look at different activities you can do to just rest, to be mindful, to stay in the present, to relax. It's really helpful even before bedtime. Reading a story and then also doing something mindful to relax is really, really helpful. Laugh. It's healthy. It's healthy to have jokes. It's healthy to laugh. It really relaxes the whole body. So everybody, even if you have a joke night, everybody should be able to have something to laugh about. And then end each day with a positive. Pat yourself on the back. Be able to say, I did this well today. Don't add a but I can do better at this, or I can do better at that. No buts. Just give yourself a positive. Even end your evening with giving your children a positive. Or around your dinner table, turn off the TV for a minute and have everybody give each other a positive. It goes a long way, and it really helps your mental well-being.
Thank you. Those were excellent ideas. I find myself needing to do many of these things as well, and people don't often take a moment to reflect and see, you know, I am causing myself some of the stress because of my own expectations, or I am causing myself some of the stress because I don't sleep enough, or because I'm trying to do too much. And with everything else that's coming at us, it becomes very, very difficult to manage and to even find something to laugh about. So these are really good ideas and good things for us to practice. I so value our relationship and our partnership with Dayton Children's Hospital. We have so many great things going on, including our student resiliency coordinators that you helped us put in place in every Dayton public school, and our student behavior therapists that you've helped us put in place this year in our Dayton public schools. They support our students and they support our families in making sure that the mental well-being of our students is looked at and taken care of. So I so appreciate the partnership with you. I would like to continue that partnership. And I know we've talked about adding on some additional videos for parents that we'll be working on in the new year so that our parents can actually have access to videos about certain things about mental well-being, and hopefully they'll be able to use those as resources, because in this day we need to have as much support as we possibly can, and Dayton Children's is such a valuable partner. So thank you so much for all that you've done and all that you will continue to do with us, because we need to work together to make sure that our children are taken care of. Thank you for joining us today for this episode of Straight Talk with Superintendent Lawley. I'd like to encourage all DPS parents and students to take care of their mental well-being as we enter the new year. If you need additional support, mental health resources can be found on the Dayton Public Schools website. Please visit daytonpublic.com, select Students and Parents tab, and then click on Community Resources for more information. Thank you again for joining us, and please remember that all of us at the Dayton Public Schools and Dayton Children's Hospital are here to support you and your family. Thank you.